Hi everybody. I haven't gotten any requests for problems for a while, so I thought I'd just work through a couple examples and throw it up on YouTube for you to have a look at. So here's one: add and simplify this rational expression. In this rational expression, we don't have common denominators, so we can't just immediately proceed to subtracting the numerators. So first we need to arrange to have a common denominator. And with rational expressions, as with fractions, the way to do that is first figure out what the common denominator should be. So the greatest common denominator for m plus 5 and m, since these are both prime, it's just going to be m plus 5 times m. So that's our goal for our denominator, m plus 5 times m. For this first part, m over m plus 5, we're missing the times m part. So we'll multiply the numerator and denominator of this rational expression by m. And for this right-hand piece, in the denominator, what we're missing is the m plus 5, so we'll multiply the numerator and denominator here by m plus 5. Okay, and then we'll work out what this gives us. So in the left-hand piece, m times m is m squared, and then minus, on the right-hand piece, we have 25 times m plus 5, all over m times m plus 5. All right, now we should finish simplifying this. There's more we can do with the numerator here. In particular, we can distribute this negative 25 like that. So we get m squared minus 25m minus 25 times 5. That's going to be 125. All over m times m plus 5. All right. Now we should see if we can get this to factor, this m squared minus 25m minus 125. 125 is 5 cubed, so our only possibilities are 1 and 125. That's not going to work. 5 and 25, that's not going to work either. And actually that's pretty much it. So the numerator is prime, so we can't factor the numerator. So we're done. This is about all we can do with this one. It's as simple as we're going to get. All right. Now let's try this one. Let's solve for x. So 3x minus 10x over x plus 2 equals x squared times x plus 2. So with this sort of equation, where some parts of the equation are a rational expression, one trick you can use to solve is just find the least common denominator for all of the rational expressions and multiply everything in sight by that least common denominator. That will have the effect of clearing all of the denominators so that you don't have any rational expressions anymore. So it looks like the only denominators around in this one are x plus 2. So let's just multiply both sides of the equation by x plus 2. Like this. Now on the right-hand side, the x plus 2 just cancels. On the left-hand side, we have to distribute this x plus 2. So we get x plus 2 times 3x minus x plus 2 times 10x over x plus 2. And the right-hand side, again, the x plus 2 canceled, so we just get x squared. All right, now we can distribute the 3x over here. And we get 3x squared plus 6x. And now for the second part on the left-hand side, here the x plus 2 just cancels, like that. So we get minus 10x equals x squared. All right, now this equation, this is a quadratic equation. We know how to solve these. Move everything to one side, factor, and then go from there. So let's subtract x squared from both sides. That gives us, so 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. And then 6x minus 10x, that's minus 4x, equals 0. All right, now we have 0 on one side, so we just need to factor the other side. Looks like there's a common factor of 2x, so we'll just factor out the common factor. So 2x times x minus 2 equals 0. And then we can go from here. So x is either 0 or x minus 2 is 0. So either x is 0 or x is 2. Okay. At this point, we should check these two solutions. Remember, one funny thing about rational expressions, about equations with rational expressions, is it's possible that when you solve the equation, you might accidentally introduce new solutions. So we should check these two solutions to make sure they really work. So 0 and 2. So let's go back up to the top here. And we'll plug in 0 and 2. So 3x minus 10x over x plus 2. 3x minus 10x over x plus 2 equals x squared over x plus 2. Okay, so first let's check x equals 0. When we plug in x equals 0, we get 0 minus 0 over 2 equals 0 over 2. That checks out. Both sides are 0. Now let's plug in 2. We get 3 times 2 minus 10 times 2 over 2 plus 2 equals 2 squared over 2 plus 2. So this is 6 minus 10 times 2 is 20 over 4. Is this equal to 4 over 4? 20 over 4 is 5, so 6 minus 5 equals 1. Yes, that checks out too. Let me know if you have any questions or if there are any problems you want to have a look at. Bye.